if you have 30,000 people in your network and you know how to turn them to clients, then it's going to be fairly easy for you to make 7 figures just off of that kind of network. Are you somebody who's trying to figure out the whole idea of LinkedIn marketing? Are you trying to learn how to grow on LinkedIn in 2020 and beyond? If so, be sure to stick all the way until the end of this video, as I'm going to share with you my entire strategy that has allowed me to not only get massive exposure, but also start making sales in my very first week on LinkedIn. My name is Jelena Ostrovska from JelenaOstrovska.com, and this is the best place for coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who are trying to monetize their expertise using social media marketing. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell sign down below this video to get notified when the new video goes live, which is every single week. And let's go ahead and dive right into this. So first of all, I don't know about you, but I've always considered LinkedIn one of those platforms just for professionals. I imagined real estate investors being there. I imagined accountants, tax professionals. That's kind of how I viewed it. And when I first got into online marketing, I was 19 years old, and clearly I considered myself as not somebody who would be a fit for the platform. And now that I'm 25, I was like, you know what, I'm kind of qualified to be there at this point. I have a lot of, qualifications, and I've been in business for a long time. So I decided to explore this, and my only reason why I decided to go for LinkedIn is because back in February I got into Facebook jail for a week, and I couldn't do anything as far as networking. I couldn't join groups, I couldn't post even in my own group. It was just ridiculous, and I was like, you know what, Zuckerberg, I'm about to go over to LinkedIn and see what's up over there. So that's what happened. So first of all, let's talk about how do you actually get started. Okay, so the first thing is you have to optimize your profile for success. So there's a couple of things that are really important. You do need to have a professional picture, so it has to be something of good quality. They have to clearly see your face. You should not be standing somewhere in the back. It should not be a group picture. It should be just your face, and I would honestly choose one picture and stick to it. I would not be changing it every other month because people would forget who you are. So that's kind of how it happens. Stay consistent and stay in your lane within, that one chosen picture. So the next thing is, make sure that you fill out your bio completely. What you do, who you help. You have to fill out the summary. I'm gonna put mine right here so you can see an example. So be sure to fill it out as completely as you possibly can. Okay, the more the merrier. Also fill out your contact information, because that's pretty much the only place where you can put clickable URLs to your websites where people can go in and see what it is that you do and how you can help them out more. So that's the first part, because if your profile is not optimized and you're trying to connect with people, nobody's really going to be taking you seriously. And by the way, if you're not here just for LinkedIn, but you also want to learn more about social media marketing and how to grow using platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I did a lot of trainings and tutorials right here in this playlist, so be sure to check them out. I'm also attaching the links down below in the description, so don't forget to check that as well. Okay, the next thing that you have to understand about LinkedIn is it pretty much works just like any other social media platform. So I'm here to tell you that it's not that different. It may look a little bit more boring than Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, but it has way more quality people there. It has, people who are actually serious about business, and they're pretty much down to talk about business instead of talking about how your dog has been doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's something you have to be doing, which honestly, this is again something you have to be doing on every single platform out there, is you have to get active in the community. Because if you're not active, if you're just hiding behind your computer, if you're just posting your own content, but you are trying to expect something from other people, honestly, it's not gonna fly like this. So you really have to put your best foot forward, and you have to go out there and communicate with people through their posts as well, right? So you have to go out there and like scroll through your feeds, either get into the hashtags, or honestly, what I've been doing personally, I've basically been just active within my current connections, which at the time of February, I've had just a little under 900, so I've had about like 879 or something like that. So it's not really that many. Like, it's not nothing too shabby, right? So, but you have to be engaging, because that's the only way how you can get people's attention, because everybody's getting notifications on LinkedIn if you're commenting on their things, if you are engaging, if you're liking, if you're sharing. So that always is good. But you have to keep in mind that those comments that you're leaving, they have to be meaningful. And I've literally seen people leave whole ass paragraphs in LinkedIn comments, and that's honestly something that's also going to position you as an authority. So that's another thing. And meaningful comments really go a long way on LinkedIn. Even if it's somebody else's post and you're just replying to somebody else's comment, let's say somebody who we all know, Gary Vee, he has a massive community on LinkedIn just like in any other platform, and I've actually met a couple of people who have been asking questions under his threads, because Gary's super busy, so he doesn't always have the time to reply to everybody. But if I see somebody who I know I'm gonna make a really good connection with, I'm definitely going to reply, and that always turns out into a great connection when you just go in there and basically go into the trenches and put your head down to work, right? And just connect, engage, and that's the only way people are going to engage back with you. Number 3, make sure that you post your own content on LinkedIn, because honestly, if you just sit behind your computer and you expect people to buy from you through messages, that ain't gonna happen. You really have to position yourself as an authority, just like on any other platform. And there's different kinds of content you can be posting on LinkedIn. I personally tested that videos honestly perform the best. If you just put out the text, it's not always getting noticed. Images do get a little bit more exposure, but honestly videos, and especially short videos like a minute or less, are getting super good engagement, super good visibility, and definitely push out your content into more people's eyes, right? So, and then the other thing that you can do is you can also post articles on LinkedIn, which is another thing. And the good thing about it is those articles can actually get ranked on Google if you do your own due diligence as far as optimizing them for the keywords and for the searchability. So that's something that you can also consider. So if you are somebody who's like, well, Jay, I don't really have my own website, but I'm kind of curious if I can still get my business into other people's hands, then you can do that with LinkedIn. I've seen people rank the heck out of their articles, and that's something that you can do as well. I'll give you one hack for LinkedIn, which I didn't think it was gonna work. I just did it literally as a test. So I've been posting Instagram videos like this, the square videos with headline and then captions. So captions make such a big difference, because you have to keep in mind, if people are on their phone or even if they are on their computer and they're scrolling, they don't always have their sound turned on. So captions always do the talking for you, basically. So honestly, I probably watch videos without sound probably about like 60% of the time when I'm just on my phone scrolling. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, and that definitely does does help with the whole visibility aspect. All right, so and last but not least, LinkedIn marketing strategies that is exceptionally good is you have to be messaging. Okay, so you can't just expect people to go to your profile and you're gonna go ahead and make a sale. Although that's definitely something that happened to me once I optimized my profile, and I barely have done like anything on LinkedIn at that point, just besides posting content and connecting with people. But a message goes a long way. Just you going out there, sending connections, connection requests, accepting connection requests, and don't just hoard connections, because LinkedIn does have a really wide limit. You can have 30,000 connections, unlike Facebook with their 5,000 friends if you're using your profile for a little bit of business. But LinkedIn is giving you like that huge possibility with connecting with 30,000 people. And honestly, if you have 30,000 people in your network and you know how to turn them to clients, then it's gonna be fairly easy for you to make 7 figures just off of that kind of network. So if you know what you're doing, obviously. So with that being said, make sure that you message every single person, nurture the relationships, nurture that connection, engage with people through their content as well. But when you just start messaging with them, you like what I like about LinkedIn is it's pretty direct, right? So you don't really talk about their dog. You basically just get down to business and you ask each other about what is it that you do, how long have you been doing that for, and then you kind of figure out, oh, like, you know, it's interesting, I would like to take a look at that. So things like that. So that's why I love me some LinkedIn, which I never thought I would enjoy it as much as I do right at this point. So that's kind of my overview of how you can grow on LinkedIn in 2020 and beyond. So that's LinkedIn strategy has literally been a game changer for me, and also kind of a good backup plan, because you never know what's going to happen with Facebook with all their crazy algorithm changes and things like that. So with that being said, I personally highly recommend using LinkedIn for your own business, and honestly no matter what kind of business you do. So if you're a professional, if you have services and offers, then you definitely should take a look at LinkedIn. So, and if we are not connected, I'm gonna leave my link to LinkedIn down below into the description box, so be sure to check that out. So if you want more trainings all about social media, definitely check out this playlist right here where I talk about Facebook, Instagram, and really what's going on social media and how you can grow organically. So hope you enjoy this video. And by the way, if you have not grabbed your content calendar, which is right here, and I'm going to leave a link down below in the description box, which is going to help you create massive content on social media no matter which platform you're on. So you can basically just download the calendar, look into it, look at any specific month, and you're gonna get content ideas flying into your brain immediately, so you never have to struggle with what am I gonna post today on social media. So definitely go ahead and grab that. The link is in the description box. And in the next week's video, you're gonna want to stick around here, because next week I'm going to be talking all about the attraction marketing formula that has absolutely transformed my business, and how you can also increase engagement with that on social media in 2020 and beyond. So be sure to hit the bell sign down below this video to get notified when that video goes live, which is next week, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, which I don't know what's wrong with you, why you haven't subscribed yet, but it's time you do that. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.